Hey there, More here, and thank you for joining me on my channel. Today we're going to do a champion guide and spotlight on Headsman, so let's get into it. He is a Spirit Affinity Sacred Order rare attack-based champion, and his kit can be helpful for you in the Fire Knights with that heal reduction capability he has. But let's dive into his kit right now. His A1 attacks one enemy 2 times, which helps with that Fire Knight shield. Each hit has a 10% chance of placing a fear debuff. You can buck that up to a 20% chance, and that is the small version of that fear debuff. That is not necessarily what you're going to use him for. That fear debuff is not reliable enough. You're going to use him if you use him in Fire Knight. That 2-hit A1 in conjunction with this A2 attacks all enemies, has a 30% chance, can be booked up to a 50% chance of placing a 100% heal reduction debuff for 2 turns. This paired with his passive inflicts 15% more damage to targets under heal reduction debuffs. So if he can place that heal reduction debuff against that Fire Knight, he does more damage to him. His A1 helps bring that shield down just a little bit more, and if that shield comes back up, that heal reduction debuff that's placed will make sure that Fire Knight does not heal on the end of his turn. I have mine built with a double cruel set, extra 30% to his attack, and I want to ignore 10% of the enemy's defense. I wanted to build him with damage output is what I was wanting to do with him, along with accuracy as well. These are the stats I've got him at right here. I've got him at a little bit of HP in there, so I got 13,400, not a whole lot, but some HP, so he can take some damage. His attack is almost at 2,000. His defense, again, 1,000, so he can take something. And he's not just a glass cannon. His speed is 178 because he wants to be able to take a turn still. His crit rate is at 99. He is a damage dealer, so you want him to be able to use to put out that damage. His crit damage, I only have at 72%. Again, he's not fully built out. He's not fully stacked out, so he has room for improvement when it comes to that one there. His resistance, I can really care less about that. It's his accuracy, though, because he needs to land that heal reduction debuff. So for Headsman, the prioritization of stats that you should focus on with him if you're going to build him should be crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, and speed. You want him to be able to hit those crits and deal some damage, and you want him to be able to land that heal reduction debuff when you use him on the Fire Knights dungeon. So let's jump into that gameplay and show you just what he can do in Fire Knights 14. It's not the top of the line Fire Knight out there. It's not the bottom of the line Fire Knight out there either. The team we've got going on, 360s, 250s. Headsman is one of those 50s, so he's not the best fully built, but he's also not an all-star team as well. This is something that any free-to-play player out there can actually accomplish and put together themselves. To show a little bit of what he can do against this Fire Knight, because he does have that heal reduction capability. Just in case the Fire Knight does get that shield back, you want that heal reduction in place so the Fire Knight does not heal his life back every single time it's his turn. You don't want to do that. You grind his shield down. You don't want him to heal that health back out when you actually do damage to him. So his masteries, how should you build him if you're going to take him to Fire Knights? My suggestion is just like this. Down the support tree and down the offense tree. You want him to be able to land his debuffs to be able to do some damage. You want him to be able to put out the damage, that 2-hit A1, that heal reduction debuff, and you want him to be able to actually hit some hits. So should you take your Headsman to 6-star? My suggestion is no. I don't think he's 6-star worthy. I do think at 5-star and level 50, he can definitely bring some value to you and your Fire Knights team, but there definitely are some better champions for the Fire Knight that you should 6-star before him.